And recording. Alright. Hey guys, what's up? I got a little game for you guys. Just want to show a little bit. I'm going to put this a little bit more quiet. I just want to show some simple concept. Well, simple. Just some things that as a jungler you can consider in your games as well. And just some general map plays that I make in this game that turned out to be pretty good. So the first thing we're going to skip out to is when you're playing Skarner in this, you want to contest it. You don't have to feel the pressure to actually take it. You just can take, you can trade 1 for 2. If they're here, it's usually a good idea. Just let them. In this case, I let them take it. We went here and then they were there, so I let them take it. Doesn't really matter all that much. So start this out. I'm gonna do a pretty standard clear that I do on Skarner. Involves smiting the Krug, then taking the wraiths really quickly. I'll show you. I hit them once, auto them once, and they die a little bit faster. You can auto them twice and they die, but you miss out. So in the beginning, I used to not auto at all, but this definitely gets you a little bit more HP left over. So then I'm taking the red, and you guys can see what Zach is doing, but I of course I couldn't see what Zach is doing. But he's moving straight to the mid lane after his level 3 clear. And I'm doing the same. I'm doing the exact same thing, which happened. So I can see Yasuo was a little bit pushed in. I don't know why exactly Zac felt forced to gank this. I didn't expect him here, but the play I make turns out to do 2 things. So one, I'm looking for... And you got to see this as a chess piece, my character is a chess piece, and I'm moving it up into this brush, not necessarily to do something, but to see if I can do something from there. So sometimes in a strategical sense, I place my piece here to see what it can do. So if I just went here, I wouldn't have been able to do something. And what placing the piece here does is 2 things. First, I'm ready to gank when I'm needed. Second, I'm like a mobile ward, and I'm ready for the counter gank. So I didn't even expect him here. So I was just looking like, okay, Yasuo's kind of overextended. I see him dash in. I'm like, this is great. And meanwhile, Zac is thinking the same thing. So Zed escapes here. I'm able to. Oh, he flashes. I'm able to land my stun. So he kind of misplayed that big time. I think I could have maybe killed Yasuo as well, but here I just go for the free kill on Zac. So takeaway from this is that the play of going here instead of just continuing the farm or even just going scuttles, like the fact that I go here does 2 things. I'm able to gank and counter gank. I'm able to protect him just in case that Zac indeed did this, which wasn't on my mind, but I realized after, like, wow, this play, just being here for a couple of seconds and then going to scuttles, for example, is actually just really strong. Because usually when I don't have this thing, I just tend to go over to the other side or even just to scuttles here. But this time, I looked at Yasuo. He was a bit forced forward. He pushed a little bit in, so I noticed I could probably gank him. So I went over there. Turned out really well in the sense that, and also what you do is I stop his back here, and I'm going for his red. So I immediately get a huge advantage. So I placed a ward here. I knew Jax was missing, so I'm gonna end up pulling it a little bit to the side so he can't like fuck me up from the bush here. But it turns out that Xin just forced him back. So I see the teleport now. It doesn't matter. So the reason I place this ward is because I know Zac's coming in, but I also know that I can kill this, faster. And now this is interesting. This is just another mistake. So you could say like this is a bad play from Zac, but the fact that he tried to gank at level 3, he would have probably gotten the kill if I wasn't there. So that was a pretty strong play. We can see, yeah, that's just, if you're a laner, now the thing here, what you want to notice as a jungler, is actually something to be learned here. Even though it's just a straight up misplay from Zac. Look at this. Look at the state of this lane. Zed is pushed up. Yasuo is so low and under his turret, needs the farm. This means that this is what they call priority. Zed has priority on the lane right now, which means that he is able to move away first. He can choose, like, I'm going to move away now. And if Yasuo does the same, he's actually losing more in terms of minions right now. So we're going to play this. And let's see if Zed actually already farms this, then it's even better. So he probably gets, like, these 3 minions, and then he notices. So, yeah, he notices. And you see Yasuo wants to make a move, but he realizes, like, I'm too low. He's just too low. So my laner has priority. Yasuo he wants to follow, but he can't really, so he's just going to end up farming and we get the kill again. So this is something you want to pay attention to, lane priority. So the reason I go into the red is not just because Zac is dead, but also because Yasuo is low and my Zed has lane priority. I don't know how he got that full HP. Did he go back yet or something? Did he just pop all his potions? I'm just going to check. There's an interesting dynamic here. So yeah, I think he just popped all his potions and he started off with 3 potions. Yeah, so he just popped all his potions straight up back at full HP. This is something you want to do as a laner is make sure to pop your potions when you plan on staying, and it's really good that he did that because it offered him the lane priority health-wise. So Zach's just pretty stupid here right now. He's just mad that I took his red, right? So it's just like a little psychological game, and he doesn't even look at the lane. Like me, if I see the Skarner, yeah, if I'm Zach and he runs away with my red, and I see this state of the lane, like he's not even looking, right? But I see this, then I'm like, yeah, no, there's no way I can do something. Whereas if Yasuo is pushed up all the way here with more HP than Zed, then he can just come right through here and he can flank me, so I'm dead because I already used my flash, right? So very nice thing you need to keep in mind is lane priority always when you go into the enemy jungle. Also when you see the enemy in your jungle, sometimes your laner is not going to be able to help. A lot of people would flame them, but if you think about it, maybe they just didn't have lane priority. So I'm going to skip ahead a little bit, and something we can see is that bot lane is giving up kills. Bot lane's giving up kills. Oh, we already missed the second point I was trying to make here. Let's skip back a little bit. The bot lane is coming right after this, so I forgot that this was first. So the bot lane gets a couple kills. We'll move on to that in a second. Right now we see this. This is a juicy lane for Zac to gank. Even for me, like the same thing happened as in mid lane. I'm like, this guy is fucking low. I want to gank this guy. Same thing happened because when you think about it later, like this didn't exactly occur to me like this, but when you think about it, like this guy's slow as well. So I'm doing two things again just by moving here. I'm not only offering myself the opportunity to kill Jax, I'm also going to be able to deny Zac, potentially, and offer this guy the safety he needs to actually clear this lane, clear this wave. So I'm going to be standing here. There you go. Zac's going to see the ward. And here I'm thinking like he's got vision, but he doesn't. And I think I stun him. Yeah, I stun him in midair. Sin is able to dodge. And basically right now, I wanted to go around, but basically right now I'm just providing like the safety Xin needs to keep in control of his lane, right? So right now these guys can't move up because I'm a fucking beast. I got the red buff. Xin is healing up because of his fucking passive. So they're losing this lane. They're losing this control. So I'm telling him to move back because there's no reason for us to force anything here. He can just base. He's not basing. Okay. Either way, I'm warding here. He's warding there as well. So that's both the junglers understanding like that either jungler might be coming back pretty soon. So Jax backs, and I think he probably clears like the whole wave after that. So he would have likely been dead or at least pressured out of the lane if I wasn't there. So again, I did more than one thing. I didn't get the kill here, but that's super worth again. Just because Zac was there as well, and if he wasn't there, I would have probably gotten the dive off. Okay, so I base and I buy Sheen because I want some damage because I'm kind of running ahead. And usually I would go like Cinderhulk first, but I think like I tried the Heka build here, kind of where you go like Sheen first and then you move into your jungle item, so you get a little bit of really efficient damage with the Sheen procs on some champions like Hecarim and Skarner, so they're really good with that Sheen. Like Evelynn, I don't think Evelyn's that good with early Sheen, but it could work definitely because she procs it a lot. So now my bot lane has been giving up some kills and some CS disadvantage, and what they were asking me like, oh, their flashes are down, so you can see their flashes are down. So come gang bot. That's what they were asking me. And I'm like, dude, this is kind of like my weak side, so I'm not sure if it's a good idea to gang bot, but sometimes you just want to show them that you care. So you don't want to overdo it, but you want to show them that you care. I'm not sure about this. What I'm saying is kind of like this is a mistake. I listened to my team on this one, and it's kind of bad. So I could have said like, "Yo, you're my weak side," stuff like that. Not everybody understands, but we can see Zac on the ward there, so I do have to move either way. But we have to realize here that the 3v3 is disadvantageous. Even though I'm a little bit ahead, my bot lane is just too far behind. The Jhin is already strong. So here we move on. Zac, I think was a big mistake of us, like definitely a big mistake, especially by Nami, because I can get out of here, but here is just getting like problematic. And I was hoping that Zed would be able to come over again. He probably has, but he's killing the Yasuo, all right. So I'm flashing for my ulti here, but we don't have the damage to kill him. That's because she's behind, and then the Janus shields come out, and Jhin just has a shitload of damage because he has his BF sword. The heal comes out, so I do end up surviving this. Janna goes into a wild misplay, and I think she dies. Yeah, she dies. There we go. So in the end, it was a 1-for-1. Well, a 1-for-2 if you count the mid lane gank, and otherwise he would have roamed. So, but we lose this turret, first blood turret. So it was kind of it was a really bad play, but I kind of wanted to do it anyway, just to yeah, it's just bad about me, but you can learn from this. Learn from my mistakes. Like playing on your weak side is like the dumbest thing you can do because for Zach this was his strong side, so it's smart of him to come here. And it's kind of sad that I come here as well and kind of bait us into the false sense of security that comes with, hey, we're three, the jungler's here. And now there's gonna be like a little bit of a dance around my red buff, which I'm very low. Zach is, very high HP, but I can see, at least I can see Jin. So Zach ends up going away, but he put a ward, and I see him put the ward, but I really wanted to take my red away. So this is kind of greedy of me, but I pinged Zed. He was coming. Now he's not coming, but I'm still pinging him for help. So again, Zach's gonna charge his jump. Of course, I have the ward, so I'm just gonna move back. Yasuo comes in because this time, guess what? Yasuo has priority. He's pushed in. He can move first. Well, I do think Zed could have moved, obviously, but he's just got the better route at the moment. So he's here. They steal my thing. And at the moment I'm like, I gotta give up my red. I really should give up my red. Then Zed is maybe Zed is moving, so I am staying close. I don't want to be like the guy who's like giving it up and running, and then my team reacts. So here we got like here, even though they got the wave pushed in, they've got priority because the fight's going on here, so they can move first. They can move first, which means a lot, but they can't go through the try. If they would have gone through the try, that would have been dangerous for Pinsir. But Nami's here first. Ends up jumping away, dies, brings out the passive, and so this is what you see when you have like lane priority. This is how you can abuse it. So the enemy team moves, and you can just take the turret, which is kind of good. But we get the kill on Zac. We do get to keep the red buff, and I'm not sure. I think they're getting away here. So Jin does the ulti, he's trying to kill me. Of course, that doesn't work. He's trying to kill Jin. Oh, Nami now, so she's getting low. So there's a lot of interesting dynamics here in terms of lane priority, how it like plays in terms of these jungle fights. So that's why I wanted to show this game, like at least the early two, because there were a lot of action in the jungle, and then like the concepts that contribute to all these is mainly lane priority. It's also strong side. Like bot lane was their strong side, so we wouldn't want to mess with that. But Zed is our strong side at the moment, so we could take that fight. Stuff like that is very important to consider as a jungler. You don't just want to be the guys like, oh, my job is to gank. No, it's a lot deeper than that. So you need to understand where ganks are gonna be the most likely to be successful. When you can invade the jungle isn't always as straightforward as you might think. I see Janna moving somewhere. I knew she was moving up here. There's no ward, but I think I just guessed it then. We knew she was moving, so I'm just gonna stray her away. Even though I wanted to go for blue, this is more important. Like, there's no way they're gonna steal my blue at the moment. So this is more important because, the ganks, averting ganks is just, it's very important. Especially, although Zed could have probably killed Janna like in 2 seconds, but it's the idea that counts, right? So what we read from this Janna going over is that they want to rotate mid. So I instantly ping the turret that we have to go and defend it. So Nami moves, and Jinx is going to be able to get a freeze off here. She's a lot of CS behind, and it's a really good move by the bot lane, the enemy bot lane, to rotate mid to take a tower. It's a very common move in like when you get a little bit higher, like this is Plateau, I think. So when you get a little bit higher, this is something that advanced AD carry, advanced bot lanes will try to do is rotate to your mid. So obviously I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there to help clear the wave, to help zone them off. And then when the next wave is rolling in, I take the opportunity to actually still take a camp. So I'm taking blue here. Before I was taking wolves. And Nami is here to help out as well. So Jinx can catch up and farm a little bit, and they're stuck 3 in 1 lane. So Jin is obviously realizing that he doesn't want them to get the freeze off. Meanwhile, Xin gets a kill off in the top lane, which was really good. And then Zac gets the return kill there. So we're thinking about Dragon. But again, this is my weak side, and it's not entirely sure that we would win this, to be honest. Even though it's a 4v3, we would need Zed to actually move. But he's like greeting in the lane. Like, he should move to this bot lane with us. That's my opinion. But it doesn't matter because he's getting the wave pushed in right now. But I wanted to like, kill this bot lane because they're widely overextended, right? Like if the turret's still here, you'd think like, wow, that's so overextended. They have the pink, but you're not gonna be able to stop Zed. Again, I'm zoning off the Janna, zoning off the roam, and Zed takes a shot too much. So that's kind of misplay by him, like supremely. Like we could have roamed bot. Let's check this fight out. We could have roamed bot and done a lot of work, and then gotten the dragon out of that. So he starts the fight here with his ulti. And he pops back, but he pops back twice into the turret range. So it's kind of mismanaging his shadows there. And what the fuck? Yo. You're not allowed to see my play here for some reason. So yeah, I just flash Q auto to get the instant kill. Didn't want Nami to die as well. So yeah, that gives up the dragon. So 1-for-1. So it's okay. And we got the assist. I think they didn't get an assist. Lol. So yeah, that's well played. But yeah. It's kind of awkward. And, you know, Zed could have done so much more with his advantage if he had roamed to bot, and then we could have taken the dragon. So now it's getting a little hard to actually defend this turret. So I think I'm gonna have to give them one wave of attacking the turret. So I am gonna, you know, do a little bit of damage here. I know I'm tanky. I know I have my shield, so I can do a little bit. But you have to be careful in these situations. Like Zac, together with all their knock up and CC they got, it's kind of dangerous. There you go. So I dodge everything, and that means I can actually go in and farm a little bit, and they're zoned off. So that's good. Zed is back. They're zoned off once again. Let me think if there's some more concepts that I want to talk about. So one thing is that I was saying is like moving up to a lane where you think like even if you're just seeing the enemy might gank or somebody's roaming like that Janna did a couple times, move up. Moving up is more important than your farm at that point. Unless your laners are so strong, if you have gotten them so far ahead. Let's look at this fight. The Zag's going to push us away. I'm just going to skirmish a little bit with Yasuo. You can see that I do decent amount of damage with just Q auto because of the Sheen proc, so that's really nice. He's going to ult me. Jinx is here, so I just grabbed this guy, put him on a platter. Sadly, it wasn't enough. Like I should have dragged him further. But yeah, it's fucking Yasuo, so he's gonna be able to escape that. That's too bad. Who died once again? Zed died. Okay. That's why he's kind of super fed, so it's kind of bad that he's the one dying. But we get a turret out of this. So did he kill Jax again, or he just forced him out of lane? So basically, in the mid game, I realized this. In the mid game, we were kind of losing our lead because the bot lane was pushing their advantage way better than Zed was. Like he was just staying in lane, getting ganked, and still dying 1-for-1 or even 1-for-0 this last time, and Xin was really keeping us in the mid game because I was kind of doing well on the early with Zed, but the bot lane was losing, so that kind of canceled it out a little bit. But Xin winning that top lane did a lot for us. Like he could take the turret now he can come to the mid, and I think Jhin might be ready to die here. Oh, Zac comes in. I'm definitely dead here. I overdid it a little bit. Notice how I also build Ninja Tabi because there's like 3 auto attack based champions in their team. So Ninja Tabi is gonna do a lot of that. 12% less damage from basic attacks from like a Jax, Yasuo, and Jhin. Jin's autos are pretty big, so that's a pretty big thing. Like I die, so we have to give up this dragon. Just reset it, I die. But, giving it up isn't that bad. It's Cloud Drake. Meanwhile, Jinx is going to push. I don't know if there's a lot of more interesting concepts, so I just want to recap on what we've seen. So, okay, Zed gets the kill here. He's like really forcing a lot in just his own lane instead of just, roaming and killing the Jhin over and over. That's what I would have done if I was the Zed, but anyway. So moving up, consider your oh, there's another fight. Jesus, this keeps happening. So yeah, there's a lot of action in this game. We get to kill the Zac. Maybe yeah, the Yasuo is probably gonna die here, and then Jhin, I actually make short work of him. So this is why you get the Sheen. Like look at that damage. Look at that damage. Like he doesn't have any defense stat. He even heals, but there's no way for him to actually survive it. So I keep going here, but the team's not ready. I could have tanked like 2 shots there, and then Nami could have tanked a couple, but it's fine. And now yeah, Zed just zones him off, and then he dies. So the Zed wasn't really even good. He was flaming a bit, and he was getting some kills thanks to me, but he wasn't even that good if you ask me. But yeah, Zed with a couple kills is really good. Smite the Zac straight into oblivion. I think I flash here. Maybe shouldn't have flashed, but I get the double kill. I get the double kill. Now Jax comes in here. I don't want to mess with this guy, but I do want to give my Xin a chance to walk away, so he's on him for a little bit. I think he could have killed me. He definitely could have killed me. Like, he has Triforce, man. Grow some balls. So I'm going to try and do my recap. There's still stuff happening that's interesting. So like, it's not even a long game, so I'm probably just going to play the whole thing and speed it up a little. So again, they're pushing mid. If they're pushing mid, don't just go into your... Even though my blue is up, I'm not going to just give him this turret, right? So I'm going to try and like farm the wave here, what I can do. If he starts shooting me down and I get like low health HP, I got to be safe. But as long as I can zone him off, it's super worth to be here. I even get some gold, so there's no need to rush your jungle farm. If you can protect a turret whilst farming, that's straight up better, right? It denies them gold and you're still getting paid, and your jungle is still there to farm afterwards. It's always worth. I see too many junglers just like, but my blue is up. And they're not even like noticing that the turret goes down. Like the first thing you do when you're like from base or anywhere is like, where are they pushing? Okay, Zed is gonna be able to pick up a kill, I believe. Now he's gonna die for it. We get a couple of kills here. My bad. I was actually going for my jungle farm. I didn't want them to move, but since they did, I should have moved with them. Honestly, like seriously, I didn't want them, but they should. I should have been there, straight up. Should have been there. So it's my mistake, but they do get a worth trade there, 1 for 2, and their 2 carries are down. Well, for us, it's just a support, so we can get this turret. Now this is another point made that I can make in this video is the overextension. So Zach comes in, he gets off the stun. We get some pressure off, and let's see. Does this look like a situation where you want to keep on pushing to you? Just ask yourself, like, would I keep on pushing here and greed over the turret? Like, okay, I gave it away by greeding. No, because the death timers. Yasuo's back up. Whoever else we killed, that was Jhin, I think, is back up. So it's kind of getting dangerous here. We're someone's half HP. They've bought. We haven't bought. And there's a turret here. There's a Zac engage. So right here, you can see these two making the, what I think is the right decision. And then I'm here knowing that this guy's making the wrong decision. Maybe I can help him out, and that's actually going to cost me. So right now, why the fuck is he in the turret? Why the fuck is he, that's just stupid. He's going to get rooted. I could have tanked that. I agree. I should have tanked that because he wouldn't have rooted me. And now we're just both going to die here. So misplay, big overextend. So don't overextend, getting this turret at that moment is like win more. Like you've already won some. Don't risk your lead in order to win a little bit more. That's ridiculous. Like we already have a lead. We're gonna get this if we play our cards right. So what this means is that they can just straight up gain the same advantage that we got. A couple of kills and turrets. So overextending is like one of the biggest mistakes that can seriously cost you a whole fucking game. So they're not gonna get this turret down, but still we gave up a lot just overextending there. 2 kills in a tower is a lot in terms of map pressure that the turret provides, and just if we just based and bought, then we could have been straight back out. Now we come back out a little later. So I should have smited the Jags there. Too bad. But okay, the bottom now, like whenever you're like not sure what to do, that means you have to look at your map. That means you have to look at the state of the game in terms of the turrets that are down, the objectives that are up or coming up, like the Baron here. And right now, this tower being up is like it's easy to get this. You just need a couple wards here, and they need to overextend to even contest us taking this. It's easy to get this. We're picking it. Jinx is going over there. Being in this jungle is right now not very useful, to be honest. But getting some ward of them, kind of stopping their backs right now. That's really what I was thinking here, is stopping their backs, which is fine. I can stop their backs while Jinx is pushing the jungle. So yeah, there was some comments on Jinx pushing the jungle there instead of pushing the wave. She is gonna move there right now, and I'm gonna move too. Look at that. I'm gonna clear the wolves. I should smite it if I have my smite up. Did I have my smite up? I didn't have my smite up, so I would have smited it otherwise to get the mobile ward, which is just OP in this jungle, and especially if you're working on bot lane, it's just really strong. But I'm gonna steal his jungle. So again, instead of just farming my own jungle, red is up, blue is up. Do you see me fucking care about that shit? No, this shit is safe. I can pick that up whenever I want. I can just do it. So I'm kind of combining things. I'm still farming a jungle, I'm farming his jungle, which provides safety for my people here to get that advantage there, the turret down. So here we're gonna start a fight. Damn, man, the Zed gets the Jhin. Finally, see, that's how fast he could delete it without his ultimate. So I'm gonna CC the Jax. I had no idea he was this tanky yet. Too bad that Yasuo survives. And yeah, we're just gonna keep fighting here. I do fucking no damage on these Jax. I don't have my Triforce yet. I thought I could get him. Like, the Jhin is just doing work here, and Jinx keeps pushing. It's just the chaos here. Like, imagine if I decided to farm my own jungle. That would have been so stupid. So try to be. This is like pure efficiency, right? The fact that I am here farming means so much for my team, and it's just it makes logical sense. So here we're gonna catch out the Zac as well. So we're gonna keep abusing like the chaos that arises from just rotating the whole time, stopping their backs, pushing turrets, and then being here like ready. Like the fact, this is something you need to understand. So I'm gonna pause it for a second. This is something you need to understand as a jungler. This is something I do. my team is like they're going to push this, right, and then maybe even this. What I do is I place myself between where the enemy is, like at mid side where the enemy is, or even in their base. I place myself between them and my team. So normally I would ward. I probably didn't have any wards up and I couldn't smite the wolves. Normally I would ward as well, but I put myself in between, which means that I can catch people out when they're rotating, which is so strong. When they're rotating, you catch them out. That is just one of the strongest ways in solo queue to win, because they're just tunneling. They're like, oh no, they're pushing another turret. We need to get there, and they're trying the flank because they've seen this happen over and over again. Like, this flank is so powerful. Let's flank, but they don't realize that I'm gonna be here, right? So we get a couple of kills. After that, we're gonna steal the blue and we're gonna get the Drake. So constant, just you have to be aware of how I move across the map and why I move in certain situations. And even like when I don't move in the correct way, I'll tell you about it, what's wrong. And obviously I'm not going to be able to see everything, but just these things, like thinking about what is the next objective. Like right now the next objective is Baron, and they could possibly counter Baron, and we see the Jax here. So the fact, okay, we see him move to the lane. Otherwise I would have moved straight to the Baron, but since we got so much pressure on the map, I don't think they're going to do Baron. So I'm going to give up the red for Jinx. It's that time where she's, getting strong. 2 items is fine. I guess it takes 3 items to really be unleashed, but since there's a lot of fights happening, we can definitely give up the red buff already, even though she was not. Oh, she's actually doing pretty okay right now. So she got back in the game because of the chaos and the fights we created. So, okay, what's next? Again, you see us pinging. What's next? This is the furthest turret away from their base that's still left up, so we can pressure this. And the good thing is that Baron is at the same time, so we can start getting vision in their jungle, which allows us to, pressure the tower and pressure the Baron at the same time. So right here, it's looking like we're catching someone. They're doing the red, so we're just applying like pressure. We don't want to necessarily force something right away, but I think Xin, yeah, he's just gonna dive the fuck in. Get some kills. We're gonna slow this down. So Jin runs away. Jin runs away, which means that he's not getting any damage. Oh well, it's Jin, so he's getting damage off. Am I ulting Yasuo? Yeah, we're killing that bitch. And then Jax is like here. I start on Zag, but then I noticed like, oh, there's a better target here, so I'm gonna go over to Jax instead because he's doing damage and Zag is running away, so he's not doing damage. And he has cooldown. Like Jax is like the prime target at this moment with Jin, everybody being dead, everybody of importance. So okay, we get a full-blown team fight off here and we win. Again, why? Because we knew where to be at what time and we were able to force it because we were stronger. So you have to keep in mind if you're stronger that you really want to position yourself aggressively. Like the reason I was farming here and giving the red and stuff was because we had just reset. We had just gotten 2 turrets and the dragon. Some people were based, so I could just go ahead and farm. Like, if you see my gold now, I maybe even should back. Oh no, did I back? I probably based after Crux here, yeah. So now we get the inhibitor, and now the game's pretty much unlocked. So the game's pretty much free. So we go and we do have pressure here, so we are gonna take this turret. Boom, we're gonna take it. Like Jinx makes a bit of a mistake of overextending, but we walk her out, sort of walk her out. So now what you want to do, what you want to think about is like they could counter Baron right now. If we all base and we don't keep our eyes open, they could counter Baron. So you can see everybody wants to ward the Baron. So I'm gonna, make use of my wards, put him here and here so we can see. And I'm actually even gonna stay just to prevent that they might counter Baron. So I'm gonna wait here while my team backs, and then they could potentially come here. If we see that they're actually trying to do it, they could come here, or we could stall them, and now I can base because Jin is here and somebody else can stall them, right? And as long as they don't clear our vision, we're not under any threat. So that's good. So right now our next objective is gonna be, forcing Baron, and that's why Zed is pushing this wave, by the way. You can see me pinging like question marks, like why are you here instead of here? But it's actually really good what he does. So he forces a push here. Like this wave is going to push because it's just bigger. So somebody has to come here. Jin comes here, which gives us a lot of pressure on Baron right now. So I'm telling them in the chat, just do it, and when they come, we fight them because Jin is not there. No, Jin is not there, so it's a 4v5. So I'm telling them like, okay, if they, and this is like the last really interesting part about this game, is like how we play this Baron and how I tell them first of all we want to fight. We don't want to finish the Baron if they're here, but that changes in a second. So we're almost finishing the Baron up, and I'm actually waiting here to see. Zac is charging up his thing, but there, Xin cancels it. Or didn't cancel it yet? Yeah, there's the knockup. So Xin cancels it, and that's when I decide to actually finish the Baron. Like when I know Zac can't come in here, boom, we get the smite off, and Jin even gets the kill. So somebody zoning off is what you're looking for. If they're not zoning off, you gotta spam ping away from the Baron. Don't give him that 50-50 smite chance. Up, I flanked the Jin. Yeah, easy fucking pickup. We get another kill on the Jax, and yeah, this is game. This is straight up game. What? I can't speed it up anymore. That's ridiculous. So yeah, the game's over. Um, let's recap on what we saw. First of all, moving up towards a potential gank for you or the enemy. Either one or both is even better, of course. Sometimes, like when Xin was down here, I could have dove, but it wasn't looking like a surefire kill like when Yasuo was overextended. So my laner was overextended and low, so I went there because, there's always a chance. And denying that chance is what, keeps us ahead so much. We're 13k ahead in this game. That's what keeps us so ahead. And so first of all, positioning your chess piece on the map in a certain way that it both protects your laners and offers a potential for kills is really important. Like after 3, I could have easily gone and farm. That's usually my mentality, is farm, 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 and just be strong in the mid game. But actually, this is way strong because you don't give the enemy jungler a chance to snowball his team while you take a potential to snowball your own team. So that's one, is moving your piece in a way that it covers different things. Um, Two is consider your strong side, your weak side, and play accordingly. Like here on the bot, I did play a little safer and started to run. Otherwise, it would have probably been like 3 people dead. So I did realize it was my weak side, but I shouldn't have gone there. In my opinion, I probably shouldn't have gone there, or at least, you know, relieve the pressure under the turret and not right here. Like the way I flanked, that was like what you do when you have a strong bot lane versus a weak one. Like you cut off their escape, but they didn't want to escape, so there was no reason for me to walk through the river. That I should have been waiting like around here somewhere to counter them. Then three, I know I made another point. Yeah, like roams and stuff moving. Again, moving your piece like to deter roams. Like you're not gonna roam. If you're roaming, I'm killing you. All right. So you wanna like make sure your laners the thing that the enemy is focused on. You need to learn to read this. Like they're planning this. I'm gonna be there and I'm gonna stop them from doing it, and then I can make my own plays again. So then objectives, like ask yourself, what is the next objective? Why is it, what is the most easy to take and the most rewarding or the least risky? So that was in this case bot tower. So I position myself in between. I try to ward if I can. I position myself in between. When they come, I can zone them off the objective on one hand, and we could even win because we were stronger. So if you're not stronger, this isn't like the strategies for when you're not stronger. This is, well, some things are just when it's equal, like moving ahead of time and stuff and knowing what they want to do. But if you're ahead, just position yourself aggressively between the objective and their team, so you can actually intercept them, create easy picks because they're rotating, they're focused on this objective and protecting it. And like, what, the Jinx is here, I'm gonna collapse, and then suddenly there's a fucking Skarner ulting your face, and Xin Zhao just instant nukes your AD carry with the Z and stuff like that. And and then lastly was again when we moved for the objective here, we caught them in their jungle once again because we were that much stronger. So you want to abuse the fact that you're stronger. Like farming your jungle is like backup. I've always been, falling into this trap because I was always watching Trick2G and playing Udyr and like farm, and then be strong, and then split push, and then boom. And whilst actually sometimes I'm not, saying Trick2G is bad at this or anything. Like he's really good at what he does, but that's not what I have to do because that's just his strategy. He just forgets everything and split pushes the hell out of them. That I tried that and it really doesn't work that well in my elo or anything. And you see him failing also a lot at it sometimes when like people don't understand or whatever. But the point here is that farming your own jungle is backup plan. Like okay, I got a kill here. Let's just farm my jungle until I can buy my next item. That's good. But just being like, my jungle is up, like my blue is up, that's why I'm going to get it. No. If it is my blue is up and there's a potential that they might steal it if I don't get it, that's a yes. You can go get it. You should go get it. But like one time I went for it. I went to farm my wolves and my grump, and my mid was fighting here. They were all fighting in mid and they did win the fight. But imagine if I was there, it would have been even better. So you did see me moving even though I wanted to back and take my blue and all that stuff. So farming your jungle is like backup when you have nothing better to do, and you really need to learn to realize when this is like really. For example, you just gotta kill somewhere and the lane is resetting, then you can go and get some farm, right? So then that's good. Or when you know where the jungler is, the enemy jungler is not making a play, all right, then I can farm a little bit. And then, in the end, it's actually just way stronger to know where the next objective is and then farm his jungle over there. That's so important. So much more, so much stronger. So, okay, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, leave a comment. If you want more content, subscribe, like the video so I know that you enjoy, that this is like the stuff I need to make. And yeah, that's it for today, guys. I'll see you guys next time.